Now on 4 News Now at 6, thousands of Southwest flights canceled again, leaving many stranded with no way home. Why Southwest pilots say bad weather isn't the only reason for this travel nightmare.
And a high wind warning happening right now in parts of the inland Northwest. In your first alert forecast, I'll show you where we could see severe conditions tonight.
Kids in crisis. The new approach local child care centers are taking to deal with the rise in mental health issues in children. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. People flying Southwest this week are experiencing a travel nightmare, with the airline responsible for 71% of all flights canceled nationally. The effects of these cancellations have reached the inland Northwest. According to FlightAware, 20 Southwest flights have already been canceled out of Spokane International today, and 20 are canceled for tomorrow. Our Bronte Saratsky spoke with travelers dealing with these cancellations and is live at Spokane International Airport with what they're facing.
Well, people that are flying Southwest have had a rough couple of days after dealing with cancellation after cancellation. One man trying to get home to California tells me he may just give up and make the drive.
Rather than try one of these other airlines, we think we're going to take our chances driving.
After dealing with multiple canceled flights, David Jeffrey Lang says he's ready to give up.
Our flight is Thursday. We showed up today just to see if we can get out here any sooner. Now they told us our flight is canceled, and the earliest they can get us out of here is January 2nd or 4th.
He's one of thousands of Southwest customers whose flights have been canceled over Christmas. And at Spokane International's Southwest Help Desk, the lines were stretched with people trying to rebook their flights and get answers.
Obviously, there's a huge line wrapping around. I feel really bad for all these people.
Isabel Allen, who drove about 2 hours from Sandpoint, Idaho with her family, says they all feel left in the dark as they look for a way home.
We got here this morning, and once we got here, we got straight into the information line. I was checking all the camera, the TV panels and stuff, and it's had oh, all of these flights are canceled. That's not great.
She says her attempts to reach out to Southwest by phone have been unsuccessful.
We tried calling, and my grandma got hung up on. And so we had my aunt try to look for other numbers, and so now we're calling different international lines instead of just the I Fly Southwest.
Well, right now, Southwest has a travel disruption section on their website to try and help people either rebook their flights or get a refund. They do also say they will help reimburse people for cars, food, and hotel. Reporting live from inside Spokane International, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. And a big reason for the number of cancellations is because of staffing shortages. Southwest blaming the recent winter storm for crews being out of place. But the vice president of Southwest Pilots Association says the real culprit here is the outdated scheduling software.
What went wrong is that our IT infrastructure for our scheduling software is vastly outdated. It can't handle the number of pilots, flight attendants that we have in the system with our complex route network. Our software can't keep track of it. So they don't know where we are, they don't know where airplanes are, and it's frustrating for the pilots, the flight attendants, and especially our passengers.
The airline CEO acknowledging the schedules and tech issues in a message to employees and promising the company will modernize. And brand new tonight at 6, in the middle of all the chaos, Southwest CEO released a video statement apologizing. Take a listen.
I want everyone who is dealing with the problems we've been facing, whether you haven't been able to get to where you need to go, or you're one of our heroic employees caught up in a massive effort to stabilize the airline, to know is that we're doing everything we can to return to a normal operation. And please also hear that I'm truly sorry.
He goes on to say the reason why it's taking so long to get everything back on track is because they are the largest carrier in the U.S. It's important to note they are the only major airline dealing with massive amounts of flight cancellations. Breaking news tonight out of Spokane Valley. There is a heavy law enforcement presence at an apartment complex on Cherry Street that's just east of Pine and south of Trent right now. We do have a crew in the area, and our team is just confirming that this is, in fact, a shooting investigation. We will update you just as soon as we learn more from the scene. Make sure you have an umbrella or a raincoat if you are walking under I-90 along Monroe Street in downtown Spokane. This is what you'll see if you look up. A waterfall of sorts. The Department of Transportation says one of the joint seals broke, allowing water from the freeway to pour down onto the crosswalk below. Crews won't be able to fix it until the snow berm on the viaduct melts, which brings us to a forecast that has even more rain and now some strong winds this evening. Let's send it over to meteorologist Matt Gray with your first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Kirsten. And yes, the rain continues to fall, but now this storm that's moved into the northwest starting yesterday is now bringing in some gusty winds along for the ride. We've seen 30, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts around Spokane. We've seen gusts into the 40s as well around Pullman, but we do expect things to get even windier as we head into the late hours of the night. And so across the Palouse and at the foot of the Blue Mountains, this goes all the way down to Walla Walla, a high wind warning that will continue until the early hours of Wednesday morning. And so when we're talking about high wind warnings, it usually means we're talking about some severe, potentially severe wind conditions. And as we head towards that kind of 8, 9 o'clock hour, we do expect to see some wind gusts, say around Pomeroy and other areas at the foot of the Blue Mountains. We'll get up to around 60 miles an hour. And as we head later into the night, even as we head towards that kind of 11 o'clock midnight time frame, you could see 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts pushing their way onto the south end of the Palouse. So Pullman, Moscow, and surrounding towns seeing some of that more severe wind push through. Things will calm down fairly quickly, though, but it's still going to be a pretty windy start to the day around the region. So when you get into that 50, 60-mile-an-hour range, that's when the potential for some damage and some power outage situations, well, it becomes a lot more likely. So that is why we're giving you the heads up here right now as those winds come in tonight. As for the Spokane Metro, going to be strong, but should not reach that kind of severe category. We've got a rain-snow mix coming in as well as snow levels start to drop tonight, and we're waving goodbye to those 40-degree temperatures we felt over the past couple of days. That's coming up in your first alert forecast.
Matt, thank you. And if you are planning to travel over the passes in the next couple of days, Stevens Pass remains closed because of icy roads. And as of now, roads are clear on Lookout and Snoqualmie Pass. To keep up with the changes to the forecast near you, download the 4 News Now weather app. Turn on notifications, and there you'll receive important weather alerts straight to your phone. Just search KXLY in the App Store. We have new information on the woman accused of shooting and killing a man in Medical Lake. 24-year-old Cynthia Metzger claims that Colin Bastow was attacking her at the time of the incident. According to court documents, while deputies were with Bastow, Metzger made a spontaneous statement to the effect of, "I shot him, he was trying to rape me." Metzger has been charged with second-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm and is being held on a $1.5 million bond. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is still investigating the murder of an older man in a home south of Deer Park. Law enforcement and investigators were at that scene overnight and into early this morning on North Dalton Road. At 6:45 last night, police received a call about a suspicious death at that home. And when deputies arrived, they found the man dead inside. There was evidence of a possible burglary. So now investigators are looking for a person of interest seen in the area. You can see the description there on your screen. He's described as a white man around 25 years old, 5'10", with an average build. He was seen wearing dark clothing and carrying a bag. He also had a large dog with him. He may be driving a dark-colored SUV. Detectives are asking people living in this area to be hyper-aware of their surroundings and report any suspicious activity. If you have surveillance cameras that may be able to help police, let Crime Check know. Call 509-456-2233. It's been 6 weeks since 4 U of I students were murdered in their beds, and police still have no suspects or murder weapon. We have the latest on the investigation coming up next on 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Save your greed! Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
The Fed continues to raise rates. The housing market, as David Guess says, Vice President of Washington Trust, softening more.
It's cooling down a little bit.
Cooling down?
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
Well, basically, with this market, you still need to be absolutely prepared to go out there and buy a home. So your first stop is talking to a licensed mortgage professional, see what options you have so you can go out there and look at homes. I would say in this market, though, sellers are a little bit more welcoming on your offer and a little bit more flexible as well. So there's a potential to get a seller concession or a credit from the seller. Mm-hmm. You can utilize that towards a rate buy down, and that'll lower your payment, making that house a little more affordable. the market's softening a little bit, so there's a chance to get some seller concessions and maybe buy down your interest rate with those concessions, help lower your payment, and hopefully rates will go down someday.
For information on these topics and others, go to watrust.com.
I mean, enough with the cold feet. It's time to move this along. Take the next step.
I hear you. You're tired of waiting.
Yes.
But at Eyeglass World, you don't have to wait. They're not like all those other guys. They make your glasses right there in their same-day lab.
No waiting?
Mm-mm.
Do you mind if I go?
You mind if I finish your cannoli?
It's all yours, bud.
Bye.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
The biggest mattress savings of the year is here at all Walker's Furniture Stores, where you can save up to $800 on a Serta iComfort or save up to $700 on Serta Arctic, making it the perfect time to say yes to a better quality sleep and take advantage of these year-end savings, like 10 different queen mattresses priced to go, including up to $300 of additional free furniture with select sets.
Celebrate the new year with better sleep today through this Monday at Walker's.
It's been 6 weeks since the brutal murders of 4 U of I students, just days away from the new year, and answers remain limited. Police today releasing slivers of new information, still on the hunt for the suspect behind this quadruple homicide. KXLY's Jordan Smith talked with Moscow police late this afternoon. He joins us in studio with what he's learned. Jordan, what can you tell us?
Well, the highest priority at this point remains tracking down that white Hyundai Elantra that was seen near the crime scene, but amidst thousands of tips law enforcement has received, it's been like tracking down a needle in a nationwide haystack. It's been 6 weeks since the murders of 4 U of I students. Law enforcement with limited answers, though with plenty of leads to go off of.
Investigators continue to work through over 17,000 tips and leads that we've had thus far. The last number that we had were over 250 interviews have been conducted thus far, and that number continues to grow every day. Despite the sea of potential leads, no substantial updates have been announced in weeks. I asked if there was anything that they could share that might indicate that they're progressing in this case. It's hard for the people in the public to understand the inner workings and the things that are going on behind the scenes in an investigation like this. Like I said before, 17,000 tips and leads is a massive amount of information to analyze, review, and then get out to the investigators to work on. We are making progress. The case is continuing to move forward, and we've got investigators working on this 24 hours a day. Despite little information to go off of,
there are a lot of theories out there, and I've been trying to avoid them because, most of them aren't factual, but this one stopped me in my tracks.
Internet sleuths continue pointing fingers from behind a keyboard, using their platforms to hurl baseless accusations at innocent members of the community. The latest victim, U of I professor Rebecca Schofield, who's now suing for defamation. Police have cleared her from this investigation. The investigators do not believe that that professor was involved in this case. And I asked them what the progress was on tracking down that white Hyundai Elantra. They said they've identified 22,000 different vehicles as they try to narrow in on that Hyundai that was in Moscow that night. We'll be tracking the very latest developments as this investigation continues to unfold into the new year. In studio, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now. We'll kick it over to Matt for weather.
All right, and our temperatures at least have a consistent theme over the past couple of days. That is that they've been staying above freezing. Well, we are going to be creeping a little bit closer to that freezing point tonight, and that means some changes in what's coming down from the sky. We'll flip over to some snow, and wintry mix is going to return. We'll show you how that plays out in your forecast coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Wedding Expo, coming January 7th.
Before you count down on New Year's Eve, count on GMA to be rockin' with Mr. Rockin' Eve himself, Ryan Seacrest Live, and Jesse James Decker. The rockin'est New Year's Eve ever kicks off this week on Tell 'em Ryan.
Good morning, America.
home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? This is your moment. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the grill and bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Get in on the $100,000 giveaway and your chance at the $50,000 grand prize in honor of 5 great years of Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Sub-zero temperatures are expected now through the upcoming holiday season, and we want to help you be prepared. Keep your thermostat set at 70 degrees. Let faucets in your home drip. Cover hose bibs. Keep garage doors closed. Have space heaters on hand. And remember, Bill's Heating and Air will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, should you have issues at all. Happy holidays from your Bill's Heating and Air family.
Surprise, surprise, more active weather seems to be the theme over the past couple of months. We really have not had very many breaks before something else new and crazy comes along. Well, this is a big one. Look at this storm. We're basically right in the heart of it. All across the West Coast, we're seeing impacts, coastal flooding, severe winds, heavy mountain snow, and at least in our area so far, we have seen a little bit of flooding because of all the heavy rain and because of the very warm temperatures that this storm has brought along. But you can already see lots of wind damage down to the Tri-Cities area, and then as you move across towards the West Coast. But for now, we do have plenty of flooding reports as we've gone throughout the day around the inland Northwest, and certainly lots of standing water, some water over roadways, so just be careful out there. Even though our temperatures are going to cool down, that should slow down some of the snow melt. There is still going to be some watery places around the inland Northwest that shouldn't be. And a flood advisory will continue until Wednesday evening. So we expect still that standing water to be hanging around. The high winds, as we said, for Pullman, for Moscow, down to the Pomeroy area, that will go until Wednesday morning as well. But expect right in that midnight to 2 a.m. time frame, that's when we're going to see the most severe winds. Our high wind warning just for those areas, the wind advisory, because it is going to be quite gusty around Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and then out towards Moses Lake as we head through the night tonight. Oh, and by the way, it's still raining. So we continue to stack up some very impressive rainfall totals. When this is all done, this will be very interesting to take a look at tomorrow, at least from a stat nerd's perspective. But already you can see up in the high mountains where it was rain in the Idaho mountains, it is now becoming snow. So our snow levels continuing to lower, and that's what we're going to be tracking as we head into tonight. This is around 11 o'clock, and already getting towards that 3,000 foot mark, which is very important because once the snow levels start dropping below 3,000, that's when a lot of places around here start to begin to pick up that snow. And it's not just a past situation. And so here we go. It is mostly snow by the time we get into early Wednesday morning. Look, not expecting a lot as far as accumulation goes. Remember, our ground is still going to be pretty warm. A lot of this snow that may potentially fall, that's going to be melting on contact. So outside of some of these higher elevation locations like Lookout Pass, not expecting this to be too much of an impact to make things appreciably worse than what they are already. Now, the good news here, if you've been wanting some nicer weather, it moves out as we head into kind of lunchtime and beyond on Wednesday. But there you go. You can see a chance for maybe an inch or two's worth of snow. Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, down into the Moscow area, as well as around Sandpoint. You can see a little bit more than 2 inches and probably a better chance for it to stick around Kellogg, Wallace, and then anywhere between 6 and perhaps even up to 12 inches if everything breaks in that direction for Lookout Pass. So Lookout Pass driving conditions not going to be good tonight, not going to be good tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind if you have plans this week or for tomorrow. Our lows tonight down, still above freezing in many locations. And so once again, that's going to help kind of limit any snow that does fall, likely will be melting on contact. There you go. Afternoon conditions looking pretty nice. It's not going to be as warm as it's been the past couple of days with that cooler air coming in, but we are still going to get above freezing, which is fairly normal. That's kind of an average kind of late December day as we creep up above freezing for a couple hours and then we go back down. Gusty winds will keep us in the 40s in places like Omak, 37 for Spokane, 40 in Coeur d'Alene. So still, it's going to be fairly warm in the afternoon, just a degree or two smaller than what we've seen recently. So as we head through the rest of the week, Thursday looking for a little bit of snow. Once again, not really going to see too much as far as accumulation, but definitely a better chance of what we'll see Wednesday morning. Friday, a little bit of a rain-snow mix, and finally some calmer weather in the forecast. Saturday, Sundays, we ring in the new year. Looks like things are going to be a lot quieter around here.
Matt, thank you. At least 52 people have died nationwide as a result of the historic Christmas weekend storm, with 28 of those deaths just in New York's Erie County. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more on what authorities are calling the blizzard of the century.
Officials say it's the deadliest blizzard in 50 years. Some found in snowbanks, others in their cars, including Wanda Brown Steele's daughter.
It's so easy to ask yourself, why, God? Why?
Neighbors rushing to help. This group of friends on snowmobiles saving dozens of stranded residents, including Eddie Porter, who was stuck on the road for more than 19 hours.
These guys were helping people, and he said he knew a place he could take us, and he will help us out. I guess God's the angel. 100
military police heading to Buffalo to help manage traffic, where a driving ban remains in effect. Officials begging residents to stay off the roads.
There's a lot of roads that are completely blocked right now that have no access whatsoever. Please, you heard the mayor beg, I'm begging. Stay home.
Emergency crews using forklifts to clear abandoned vehicles. But there are signs of progress. New York's Department of Transportation saying all major highways across western New York, including the New York State Thruway, are now open. The next big challenge for western New York, rising temperatures and potential rain. Erie County officials say they're preparing for possible flooding later in the week as temperatures rise and the snow begins to melt rapidly. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
A newly elected congressman in New York is admitting to lying about his past, but is refusing to resign what parts of his life he made up. And former President Donald Trump's tax returns are finally going to be released. Find out when. Those stories and more coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's Furniture Row's 4-day New Year's Super Sale. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 4 years, no interest, and no down payment. But hurry, the 4-day New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Save on top-rated LG refrigerators. In stock and on sale at Fred's year-end liquidation sale.
Take advantage of truckload savings on stainless LG French door refrigerators on sale for only $19.99.
This LG fridge has family-size storage, ice and water in the door, and a smudge-resistant finish.
A stainless LG French door fridge for only $19.99 is a great value.
When Fred's advertises it, we've got it. Don't miss the year-end liquidation sale going on now.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes are forgiven. Carpet Barn has a huge selection of Shaw Pet Perfect carpet. Pet Perfect carpet is designed with the whole family in mind. It protects from odors, stains, fading, and pet hair. Carpet Barn has a huge selection of carpet, LVP, engineered hardwood, and more to help you update any room in your house. Make tails wag with Shaw Floors Pet Perfect. Pet Perfect carpet is perfect for any room. Carpet Barn. Designer selection, warehouse prices.
Upgrade your new year with a powerful rig from Northwest Motorsport. You're sure to find the perfect upgrade at nwmsrocks.com/New Year. Make 2023 the year of trucks, and more trucks. And tell them Bone sent ya.
If you stopped working due to an injury or health issue, are you aware that you may qualify for Social Security disability? Hello, I'm Eric Pinar, and it's important to file your claim in a timely manner. So give us a call so you can get the benefits you deserve.
Looking for a great idea for the holidays? Elkins Resort, Idaho's premier vacation destination, has great getaway specials for some wonderful wintertime fun. So make your reservations today before the season is over. Call Elkins Resort or check out our website at elkinsresort.com.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's #1 source for quality hot tubs and swim spas, has truckloads arriving from the top American-made spa manufacturers just in time for spring. Now is the time to reserve your new hot tub or swim spa. Get to Country Homes Power today.
Here's to 365 nights of better sleep during the 4-day New Year's Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $279.99. Plus, 4 years no interest and free shipping. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Around the nation tonight, the Supreme Court says a Trump-era immigration policy that limits the number of people seeking asylum in the U.S. will remain in place indefinitely. The restrictions, often referred to as Title 42, were put in place at the start of the pandemic to curb the spread of COVID-19. Conservative-leaning states argued that lifting the restrictions would lead to a massive increase in migrants and pushed the court to intervene. Immigration advocates say the U.S. has moral and international obligations to offer asylum to people trying to escape persecution. A newly elected congressman in New York is admitting he made up major details on his resume and background, but says he has no intention of resigning. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze explains which parts of his life the incoming congressman made up.
In a stunning reversal, New York Republican Congressman-elect George Santos now admits he embellished large parts of his resume. Santos speaking out to City and State NY's Sky Ostreicher, saying he's sorry, but won't step down.
I'm not resigning. If I have to leave Congress, Sky, it's going to be by a pink slip by the voters November of 2024.
A New York Times investigation last week found Santos lied about everything from his education to his work on Wall Street to his family background. Santos telling voters his grandparents survived the Holocaust and fled to Brazil.
My grandparents survived the Holocaust, so these regimes of socialism, Marxism, they don't work.
He now says he's clearly Catholic, only referring to himself as Jew-ish. Santos also admitting he lied about working at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup and about graduating from Baruch College. Still, top Republicans are staying silent about the revelations as they rely on Santos as part of their new narrow majority in the House. Democrats pouncing.
We need answers from George Santos. He appears to be a complete and utter fraud.
Santos did not answer specific questions about his finances. Campaign finance disclosures raised questions about how his wealth quickly accumulated ahead of the 2022 campaign. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
New tonight at 6:30, President Biden announced an all-time record enrollment for healthcare.gov. He said nearly 11.5 million Americans signed up for insurance through the site from November 1st to December 15th. That's an 18% increase from this time last year. President Biden said the numbers do not include people who signed up for coverage through their state marketplaces. The president also said the uninsured rate hit 8% earlier this year, the lowest level in history. Well, the long-awaited release of former President Donald Trump's tax returns is scheduled for Friday morning. They'll be placed into the congressional record at around 9 a.m. That's when they become public. The House Ways and Means Committee has had the records for some time, but it was not clear whether they would be released to the public. Many Republicans argued they should remain private. Mr. Trump was the only president since Gerald Ford not to voluntarily release his tax returns, despite multiple promises to do so. Well, it's a travel nightmare as thousands of Southwest flights were canceled yet again, leaving many stranded, including members of the 4 News Now team. Their struggle to return to the inland Northwest coming up after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
The after Christmas savings are on now for Walker's Furniture's biggest year-end store-wide clearance event, where you can get some of the largest savings of the year, including extra discounts on all in-stock and overstocked items to make this new year the best ever.
Plus, you can take advantage of no minimum purchase, no money down, and no interest financing for up to 5 years.
So you can get that new furniture you've always wanted and pay for it later.
During the year-end clearance sale at Walker's.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dan Clark.
And I'm Jeweler Jane.
And we're from Clark's Diamond Jewelers in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Our famous snow promotion is back for Christmas.
If it snows 5 inches or more in 24 hours on January 7th, 2023, all purchases made at Clark's between November 19th and December 31st will be refunded in full. And that means all engagement rings, loose diamond and gemstones, jewelry and gifts could all be free.
Shop Clark's Diamond Jewelers this Christmas and let it snow diamonds.
In a boat. The boats are back. It's a live in-person show. 4 big days, Thursday through Sunday, January 26th to 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Summer fun on the water is just around the corner, so take the whole family. That's right, it's back, live and in person. From big to small, you'll see it all. At the 2023 Spokane Boat Show, the boats are back. You can learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the 4-day New Year's super sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 gift. Or check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm, only $279.99. Plus 4 years no interest with no down payment and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We are continuing to follow breaking news out of Spokane Valley tonight. We have confirmed a large police presence at an apartment complex on Cherry Street, just east of Pines. And that's where our Rania Kaur is tonight with what we know so far. Rania?
Kirsten, both the Spokane County Sheriff's Department and the Spokane Valley Police Department are here at Parkside and Maribel Apartments. They've been going in and out of that apartment building right behind me. We've also seen several people go inside some cars. There's another scene about 6 minutes away on East Upriver Drive where police are surrounding a car. We are aware that they are likely related. At this point, all police have confirmed to us is that a shooting did happen here, but beyond that, we aren't aware of anything else. This is still a developing story. As we get more information, we'll continue to keep you updated right here on KXLY and on our website at KXLY.com. Kirsten?
Rania Kaur live for us near Cherry Street, just east of Pines. Thank you, Rania. Now let's get a live look over Spokane with our meteorologist, Matt Gray.
It's soggy out there. Thank you, Kirsten. And we are going to continue to see that rain and eventually some other things as we head into the night and into the early hours of the morning. Huge storm system that's basically taking up the entirety of the West Coast and moving across and into the Rockies region as we speak. We're right under the center of this thing, and so we are talking about gusty winds. We're talking about more rain and eventually some cooler air. So here we go. Rain still coming down pretty good around Spokane, around Coeur d'Alene. You look up, though, towards the passes in Idaho, places like Lookout, and all of a sudden there's a little bit more snow on the radar than there was at this time yesterday. So we're starting to see that snow level drop a little bit, and that is something we're going to continue to track as we head into the night. We're also seeing the winds pick up a little bit. We've been seeing 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts around the region, and we have some concerns, at least around the Palouse, that we could see winds much stronger than that. In fact, there is a high wind warning for the Palouse that basically goes from the Plummer and Tico areas all the way south through Pullman, Moscow, and then around the foot of the Blue Mountains, places like Pomeroy, Dayton, and all the way south to Walla Walla, where we could see those 50, 60 mile an hour winds. And those are the ones that can cause some power outages and cause quite a bit of trouble around the region. As for now, temperatures in the upper 30s. The rain continues to fall. And as I mentioned, with that snow level dropping, we do have a chance of seeing things flip back over to snow by the time we get to the morning. So a lot for us to talk about in your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. A new study published today found an increase in the number of children visiting emergency rooms for their mental health. From 2015 to 2020, the visits increased 8% every year. Researchers say the data is concerning. Local daycare providers are also seeing issues.
They miss 2 vital years of proper socialization and developing, and a lot of it is social emotional developing.
Daycares are tackling troubling behaviors head on and now trying to help kids before an issue becomes a crisis. County commissioners recently gave over $300,000 to 3 local daycares, making mental health a priority. It's a pilot program for now with hiring underway. Our Esther Bauer shows us the new approach and where it's happening.
I'm here at Little Scholars, which is just one of the daycares benefiting from bringing in more mental health support for these kids and their caregivers. They say it takes a village to care for kids. Okay. Now the village is expanding. With this new funding, Little Scholars, Parkview Early Learning, and A Bright Beginning will now have mental health clinicians working inside their facilities with kids and caregivers. They can catch behavioral issues early on and help families find solutions.
I've struggled for 7 years now, almost. My youngest is autistic and has severe ADHD. So me and Little Scholars, everybody that's worked here has struggled to get her the help she needs.
Sarah Struthers is overjoyed more families will be able to find critical support sooner. She knew her daughter wasn't progressing in daycare, but couldn't figure out what was wrong and struggled to make headway with pediatricians. She truly believes mental health needs to be a priority for children, no matter their age, and knows the sooner issues are addressed, the better off they'll be. Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Like so many others right now, our Peter Choi and anchor Aaron Luna are struggling to return home after Southwest Airlines canceled their flights. Let's check in with Peter now on his experience trying to get a flight out of Denver.
Hey guys, take a look at this. Hundreds of unclaimed luggage is left at baggage claim at Denver International Airport. It will take days or even weeks to get this luggage reunited with Southwest passengers. Now, I'm supposed to be back in Spokane covering local news for you, but even I am stuck here in Denver tonight. Now, joined by hundreds of others who tell me they're frustrated with the lack of communication by Southwest Airlines.
It's the worst nightmare that many travelers don't want to deal with at the end of holiday break. I was told that my flight back to Spokane was canceled and left with no answers other than waiting for an open seat until the weekend. It turns out I was not the only one. Justin Cushman, who's visiting from San Jose, California for a ski trip in Denver, now stuck at the airport because of the delay for his flight. He says he and his family came 6 hours earlier today just to get some answers for the rest of his travel.
So right now, the rest of the family we came out with for vacation is set back until the 30th or the 31st. So yeah, no refunds on tickets. They're not putting us up in hotels. We're just hanging out.
He says he's tired and overwhelmed. Now looking at car rental options, which will cost about $4,000 to drive back home.
Just gotta wait, buddy, okay? We are stuck.
Other family who's supposed to fly to Boston tonight had to book other airlines as an alternative option.
So I think we're probably just going to cancel the flight ourselves. We have another flight for tomorrow morning with a different airline, and it looks like we're just going to lose our money instead of risk getting stuck here without our luggage.
With unexpected costs on top of their holiday trip, he says it has been challenging.
There have been people here that we've just met in line, you know, been here for 4 days waiting, so it's a difficult decision.
A visitor from Texas says his main frustration right now is the lack of communication from the airline.
maybe there was some assurance of like, okay, these are maybe the flights that we're trying to push for happening, and then these are the flights that like are officially canceled. Like that would be super helpful, but I've tried asking one person, and they're just kind of like, oh, I don't know.
He's also considering to take a road trip back home, hoping the extra cost will get him back home.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to get solved. What are the issues? Just give us an answer, Southwest. Tell us what's going on.
Reporting from Denver International Airport, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, we checked with Gonzaga today to see if all the players are back in town for tomorrow's game against Eastern Oregon. We have not heard back. The Bulldogs are currently the 10th ranked team in the country and close out the non-league schedule against the NAIA Mountaineers from La Grande, Oregon. We know several of the players returned home for Christmas to Texas, Florida, Nebraska, and Las Vegas. If they haven't made it back, tomorrow's lineup could look very different. It's the final tune-up for the Zags before they start conference play Saturday against Pepperdine in the Kennel. The University of Washington Huskies are safe and sound in San Antonio, Texas tonight, preparing for the Valero Alamo Bowl on Thursday. The 12th ranked Huskies take on the 20th ranked Texas Longhorns, coached by Steve Sarkisian, the man who coached the Huskies in the Alamo Bowl back in 2011. Husky quarterback Michael Penix says he's ready to be back on the field.
Obviously, you know, with our offense, you know, we have a lot of confidence in what we bring, you know, on our side of the ball. So it'll definitely be a great game, and I can't wait to be out there.
The Huskies won their final 6 games to finish the season 10-2. It's their first bowl appearance since 2019. 4 News Now will be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Add some thrill to this holiday season by tapping into some impressive horsepower and the refined performance of standard iActive all-wheel drive, all in a beautifully wrapped package. The rewarding Mazda CX-30. Find yours during the season of inspiration.
Embrace every unexpected turn in the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-30. Come take a test drive and reserve yours today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
At Move Fitness, our gyms are designed to keep you moving. From the energetic fun classes to our motivating trainers and state-of-the-art equipment, there's a reason we've been voted the #1 best gym year after year. And every day we come to work focused on you, our top priority, giving you the cleanest facilities for your workout goals. Come on, let's work out. Move Fitness.
This year, try a new sport and head out to the great outdoors. Equipped by the adventure pros at Shred. From wake surfing behind the boat to snowboarding on the slopes. From skateboarding at the park to snow skiing. Shred's got you covered from head to toe with the best gear in the 509. So if you want to get custom fitted and tricked out to try out a new sport in the new year, you gotta get to Shred.
Let's have a blast. Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Get in on the $100,000 giveaway and your chance at the $50,000 grand prize in honor of 5 great years of Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
The year's most shocking caught on tapes. Next Inside Edition, it can happen in the blink of an eye. From fires.
Ma'am, you have to evacuate.
To choking. To life-saving rescues.
Baby, you're okay. You're okay.
The best caught on tapes ever. 2022, oh, what a year it was. Next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We have some amazing video of what's being called a Christmas miracle. 10 skiers found alive after a massive avalanche enveloped them on a snowy mountain in Austria on Christmas Day. Rescuers initially feared the people were all missing, but later reported all 10 were found alive. 4 of them were injured and taken to a hospital, but good news tonight.
Very much so there. Avalanche danger going to be elevated around the inland northwest as well because of this complex weather system. Anytime you get temperature changes, rain on top of snow, you end up with some unstable layers in that snowpack. So just something to keep in mind here over the coming days and weeks if you are adventurous in the backcountry with skiing. 4 things you got to know about your weather. Strong winds moving in tonight. Rain's going to turn into a rain-snow mix in many areas. In some cases, just plain old snow. We're going to wave goodbye to those 40-degree temperatures and a chance for more snow coming in Thursday and Friday, but not at the same levels that we saw over the past couple of weeks. So I just want to make that very clear. But here we go. This is our overnight forecast, starting off as rain. Slowly but surely, as that cooler air moves in, we'll see a little bit of that rain-snow mix, and potentially, as we get into the early hours of the morning, just seeing light snow. Now, our ground temperatures are still going to be fairly warm during that time frame, and so the odds of it sticking, especially with lots of road treatment, with all the ice on the roads around the metro in particular, it's likely that this is not going to be nearly as impactful as some of the snow events we've had over the past couple of weeks, but certainly something to watch, especially as we get into the later parts of the forecast. But our snow levels have been well up into the 8,000 feet. Went down a little bit today, going down quite a bit for tonight, and for tomorrow we'll end up stabilizing somewhere in that kind of 2,000 to 2,500 foot range. So below that, you likely will see some snow or a mix that'll end up melting on contact. You get above that, such as places around the Palouse, and we'll have a chance to see a little bit of accumulations. But before that, we have the wind that's going to come in, and it's going to bring in that cold air on the backside of this powerful storm. So that high wind warning, you can see all the places and some of the major highways involved in this. That will go into early on Wednesday morning. We expect very late in the night we're going to see those severe winds. Look at that. Forecasting some gusts close to 65 miles an hour around Pomeroy. That can become damaging fairly quickly, and you can see those 50-mile-an-hour gusts pulling into Pullman and Moscow. And so that area in particular, south end of the Palouse and right on the foot of the Blue Mountains, those are the areas that we're really concerned about tonight as far as severe winds. Definitely going to be pretty windy all the way up north to Spokane, but not nearly at the severe levels that we're going to see further to the south. And eventually that wind, even though it's going to be blustery tomorrow, is going to die down. You get into that 50-60-mile-an-hour range, that's when you start to see the power outage numbers start. Excuse me, lost my breath there for a second. Start to move up. So that's going to be something we're going to monitor very closely, and we'll continue to do so for you on Night Side tonight at 11. Our lows for tonight, you can see creeping closer to that freezing mark, and that's one of the reasons why we're talking about those lowering snow levels. And what are we going to see? Well, first of all, Lookout Pass, you combine windy weather with lots of snow falling tonight. That is not going to be a good situation in the morning, so avoid Lookout if you can. Kellogg, Wallace, getting into that 2, maybe 3, maybe 4-inch range. So it is going to be a snowy start to the day and slippery start to the day in the Silver Valley. The further down in elevation you go, places like St. Mary's, Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, not sure how much is actually going to end up sticking to the ground out of this. Same goes to the Palouse. Windy weather sometimes doesn't really allow for sticking in addition to some of the warmer ground temperatures we're seeing. So you can see that snow level in our forecast simulation here really start to drop. We're going to be watching for snow and some slippery road conditions, mainly around North Idaho in the morning with Mark Peterson. And as we get into the noontime hour, that snow retreats up into the mountains. We're actually going to end up with a pretty nice looking afternoon. Temperatures will get up into the upper 30s and low 40s again. Nice to see some sunshine after a very busy couple of weeks of weather. Here's your highs, 37 in Spokane, 40 in Coeur d'Alene. Lots of warmer temperatures, much needed around central Washington and other parts of North Idaho. We're going to continue to slowly cool off. New Year's Day, a high of around 32. Pretty normal for this point in the year, and some calm weather finally.
Thank you, Matt. New tonight at 6:30. While a lot of the country has dealt with extreme cold and snow in the last week, communities in Oregon are now dealing with heavy rain and flooding. On a Portland highway, one particular spot with knee-deep water on Monday caught drivers off guard. Jeffrey Lindblom reports.
Drivers crossing milepost 9 were in for a rainy surprise.
This is some pretty dangerous stuff.
Where windshield wipers didn't do much good.
Very scary, very dangerous.
In some areas around Portland, the snow might have come and gone, but that's not to say the precipitation altogether has stopped, as waters here on Highway 30 have reached about, I can tell you firsthand, knee deep.
The road is obviously flooded, and when I came through, there was a gentleman stopped in the median here.
Crystal Clark says that gentleman was trying to alert people of the upcoming hazard, which is forcing oncoming traffic into the opposing lane, slowing Crystal down and leading to her being rear-ended. Now, at the center of the problem.
It's scary to be stuck in the middle.
She explained she's seen multiple cars stalling out in the still water. This one even coming close.
I have never seen anything like that before.
Other drivers calling the hazard an unwelcome surprise.
The deep water really caught me off guard. I didn't notice it until I was almost in it.
ODOT crews responded with tools, digging away to try and clean up the mess, and parking a truck with flashing lights in front of the issue, warning drivers.
Keep your eyes up, be really careful.
Many were forced off the road, easily spotted with their hazard lights on. Police coming by to check on them and make sure they were okay after dealing with this large puddle of water at highway speeds.
Careful is the most important thing you can do right now. We got a lot of crazy rain up here in Portland.
A good reminder. Well, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight. It's Celebrity Jeopardy at 8, then back-to-back episodes of The Rookie Feds starting at 9.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Shine bright with Ford during the final days of the Shine Bright sales event. New inventory is still arriving daily, so drive one home today. Get a flex buy with 0% for 66 on an in-stock 2022 Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances when you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? This is your moment. Are you ready for this? For this.
The After Christmas year-end clearance is on now. This week at Snow's Auto.
Snow's Auto.
Get the biggest savings of the year on the best stereo gear and get free installation with any Apple CarPlay or Android Auto Deck. Plus, save 23% on lift kits, tonneau truck covers, and remote car starts. And don't forget Snow's Auto has the best selection of tires and wheels in Spokane. It's time to upgrade and save at Snow's Auto.
This year, take action. Don't wait another year if you've stopped working due to an injury or health issue to claim your Social Security disability. At Pinar Law, we've helped thousands of people get the money they deserve. We're just a phone call away for your free consultation.
Looking for a great idea for the holidays? Elkins Resort, Idaho's premier vacation destination, has great getaway specials for some wonderful wintertime fun. So make your reservations today before the season is over. Call Elkins Resort or check out our website at elkinsresort.com.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's #1 source for quality hot tubs and swim spas, has truckloads arriving from the top American-made spa manufacturers just in time for spring. Now is the time to reserve your new hot tub or swim spa. Get to Country Homes Power today.
The thaw is on, and with it, increased avalanche danger. We are live with the Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center. You will learn how to recognize avalanche danger and what to do if you're trapped in one. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, starting at 5.
Shine bright with Ford during the final days of the Shine Bright sales event. New inventory is still arriving daily, so drive one home today. Get a flex buy with 0% for 66 on an in-stock 2022 Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Now that Christmas is over, it's time to get rid of your holiday trash. And out of all those boxes, bags, and wrapping paper, a lot ends up in the trash, but some things should be recycled. According to the city of Spokane, there's a lot of things that belong in the trash. Metallic foil, paper, bowls and ribbons and cellophane, styrofoam, plastic bags, plastic wrap, gift bags, and tissue paper. As long as it's not foil, though, most wrapping paper can be recycled. Cardboard boxes and wrapping paper rolls that are made of cardboard need to be recycled too. All of the trash accumulated during the holidays ends up at Spokane's waste-to-energy plant on Geiger Boulevard. And year-round, the facility burns solid waste to recover energy in the form of electricity. This is also where real Christmas trees are taken to be chipped and composted this time of year. The city of Spokane already began curbside tree pickup yesterday, and it will continue through the week. With the holidays slowly coming to an end, health officials are worried about a spike in respiratory illnesses like the flu and RSV. Holiday gatherings provide extra opportunities for these illnesses to spread, and cases did surge after Thanksgiving. Another factor, the wave of flight cancellation sweeping the country. Large amounts of people stuck in crowded, stressful settings at airports is a recipe for viral spread. The CDC says seasonal flu activity remains high in the U.S., but continues to decline in most parts of the country. And over the holiday season, we tend to overindulge, which can lead to feelings of fullness and bloating. So if you're not feeling like your usual self, don't worry, you're not alone. Holiday candy, cookies, and other treats are hard to resist this time of year. But there's an easy solution if you want to get back on track. You should start by cutting out those sugary treats.
That might start to make you feel better and just get back on, your healthy eating schedule, whether you're tracking your calories, you're tracking your macronutrients, or you're just being aware of the foods that you're eating.
Wellness coach Joey Thurman says to focus on lean protein, fruits and veggies, healthy fats, and focus on hydration. Thurman says movement is also important if you're feeling the holiday bloat, whether it's walking, stretching, maybe some simple yoga poses. I was just saying that in the commercial break. He says those are small changes that can have a big positive impact on your health. I'll be doing some of those right after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Next ET.
We have ET coming to our video.
From Beyonce to Leo.
First of all, I have to know who you brought tonight as your date.
Me, myself, and I.
The Hollywood stars and their ET evolution.
To entertain people has been the most exhilarating thing.
No, please don't make me listen to myself.
I'm getting to be on ET right now. That is awesome.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
A white Christmas, a white knuckle drive. We've already seen pileups on mountain passes. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect on air, online, and on the app with 4 News Now.
Bank robbery! Starting January 3rd, The Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
This suspect is extremely dangerous.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd on ABC.
When COVID hit, we were scrambling to figure out what are we going to do. Literally got phone call from Numerica. Hey, we just want to let you know we're here for you. We've got funding that we're sending your way. And I mean, I cried on the phone.
It's just nice to have a place that can give you some sort of stability and hope and get you back on track to where you need to be. Thank you so much for all your support. It actually means something greatly to us.
It's time to start the new year off right in a new Toyota from Findlay Downtown Toyota. The new 2023 models are available, which means you can now order your style, pick your color, and build your Toyota just the way you want it. I'm thinking red. And if you're looking for a certified pre-owned vehicle, we've got over 3 blocks full of great choices to make your 2023 the best year yet with a new vehicle from Findlay.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
This year, try a new sport and head out to the great outdoors. Equipped by the adventure pros at Shred. From wake surfing behind the boat to snowboarding on the slopes. From skateboarding at the park to snow skiing. Shred's got you covered from head to toe with the best gear in the 509. So if you want to get custom fitted and tricked out to try out a new sport in the new year, you gotta get to Shred.
Let's have a blast.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Spokane Wedding Expo, coming January 7th.
Back to that breaking news out of Spokane Valley. Right now, there's a heavy police presence at an apartment complex on Cherry Street, east of Pines. Let's send it out to Rania Kaur once again with what we know so far from the scene.
Kirsten, both the Spokane County Sheriff's Office and the Spokane Valley Police Department are here on scene at Parkside and Miramore Apartments. They've been going in and out of that apartment building right behind me. We've seen several people go inside police cars. There is another scene about 6 minutes away on East River, Upriver Drive. We are told that they are likely related. At this point, we don't have much more information other than a shooting happened here. As soon as we get more, we'll let you know right here on KXLY. Kirsten?
Rania, thank you. And we bring in meteorologist Matt Gray to talk about a little bit of a change in the weather.
A little bit of a change, that's for sure. The windy weather coming in tonight, bringing in some of that cooler air, and so it's not a huge change, but it's enough to where we'll likely flip over to at least a few snowflakes that hopefully in your neighborhood will not stick to the ground. I think we've had enough of that recently. And a little wintry mix in other places. So this is going to be kind of a transition to what we'll see for the rest of the week, which is something that is not as warm, but is also not drenching rain either.
Saying goodbye to the 40s, you said.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll miss them.
Maybe next month. Maybe next year.
And we'll have more from you, Matt, on Nightside. Just join us at 11.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.